Start. Welcome. All right. I'm not here. Let me fix my webcam in 2 seconds. This won't take long. All right. Cool. There we go. All right. Let's get straight into it today. So we're continuing off where we were last time, where we were essentially looking at, what am I trying to say? We're building the scheduler. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's jump into here. We're doing all the model stuff. What else were we doing? Yeah, we're just rendering stuff up at the moment. Okay, cool. So let's npm run watch that. Let's hit the debug. And let's wait for it to finish compiling. Sorry. Alright, cool. So, we've moved stuff around. We've put the scheduler in here now. I might turn down the music for me. There we go. So, we put the scheduler in here today. Last stream, we put the scheduler in here along with my planner, because my planner tends to fall under scheduling stuff and so forth like that. So what we want to do is under schedule objects, we've just hit this, we're going to hit play. We've got something loaded up. Now we had a issue last time where something wasn't quite working. The instant I got off stream, I realized what it was. I think it was just a database migration that I didn't apply correctly. So that's been applied now. So we're all happy. That's all working perfectly fine. So now we've got to start building this front end sort of stuff. So yeah, we've got it passing through. So let's close this. What we do passing through, let's start adding stuff out. Yep, cool. Yeah, it looks like it was just the migration issue. So I'm going to hit save. This will only take a couple of seconds. Oh, maybe not. All right. It cannot resolve keyword object template type into field. We've got ID. All right. I haven't done. All right, cool. Anyway, we should be hitting ads any second now. I'm just going to undo those up there. And everything should just fall into place in a few seconds. There we go. Perfect. So that was the error last time before I had to actually run. Okay. So this is looking all good now. We don't have ads yet. Sorry, I'm just flicking screens thinking the ads are going to pop up any second now. Any sec. All right. They're just not popping up. I know this because my pre-rolls are set at 0. Okay, so got all this done. What do we want to do? Oh, there's our ads. All right, cool. Ad time. Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone's going well today. It's Friday for me. So, yeah, and I've just remembered I was meant to send a message, and I've completely and utterly forgot. Sorry, give me a couple of seconds. cool. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just needed to type something out before I forget. So yeah, it's finally the weekend, which is nice. A busy weekend for me. So yeah, finally got my garden clean too. I'm gonna quickly just solve this whilst we wait. Row. Oh, mucked that up, but well, not a problem. People will be back in a second or two. All right. And welcome back, everyone. Cool. Hope everyone's going well. So, yeah, I do find that really annoying, the first pre-roll ads, because you just start, you're booting up, and then you hit with ads, and you're just like, I've just got to pause, and it just kind of ruins the flow. So, what were we doing? So everything now works. We're all happy with that. So what do we need to do? We need to start building the front end. So we need to open up this. I'm going to minimize everything. I'm going to open up NearBeach. I'm going to open up source. I'm going to open up JavaScript. I'm going to open up components. We're going to right hand click on components. We're going to go new directory, because this is the object scheduler view. And we're going to type in object scheduler in here. Now, in here, we're going to right hand click, we're going to open up, we're going to create a new file, we're going to go schedule objects.view. And we're going to add them in. So we need a template. We need a script. In here, we've got name. Scheduled objects. We'll definitely have props, and we'll have methods, definitely. And on mounted, we'll have stuff too. So straight away, what we need to do is with scheduled objects, we need to scheduled object results going through. So it's going to be a type of array. It's going to be a default. And we're just going to return an empty array. Easy done. So we can key this in easily. Now with the scheduled objects, we talked about the permissions and stuff like that last time. So yeah, we talked, it was somewhere in here. Yeah, we talked about having what permissions a particular user will have and so forth like that. So we'll need to edit and update that soon. But because we don't want someone who doesn't have permissions to write, let's say someone who only has read-only permissions for tasks. We don't want them being able to bypass that and use the scheduler to create random projects and stuff like that. Or tasks, sorry. So we'll need extra information coming through to sort of limit down what a user has access to and what they don't. And that's something which will be new for this, which will be very interesting. The good news is when we actually send that data to the backend and so forth like that, we can actually have a look at what the user can do. And be like, all right, cool, this user can do this. That won't be too much of a problem. So I'm getting distracted with the cube again. Yeah, I'm almost solved this. All right, cool. I might have to put that over there. So we've got this. We know we're going to have div class equals card, div class equals card body. I'm going to have a header 1, scheduled objects Going to have an HR. We all know that's going to be possible. And then we're going to have a list. So to do add in list. We're also going to have probably a footer or something like that with the card to state. Yeah, it'll be for the buttons and so forth like that. Read-only wise, we will allow read-only users to access this just because it doesn't make sense for a read-only user not to have access. We'll have everyone have the ability to sort of edit the schedule and so forth like that. We're not, I mean, we could potentially put this in as its own permission, and that's, I think that won't work. And the reason why it won't work is, once again, you're adding in sort of conflicting ideas. So let's go with a user. Let's draw this out visually for everyone. So oh, they changed this. Oh no, I was just on another thing. Why no scheduled permissions? So yeah, why no scheduled permissions? So let's go down here. Let's draw our little character Bob again. So Bob, he's been very productive today. He's giving you a little wave. Okay, so here's Bob. For a project, he only has read-only access. For a task, here's create access. All right. Now, if we were to add in a schedule permission and stuff like that, it's going to conflict here because you don't want a read-only person, or you don't want Bob to be able to create projects through the scheduler, because that doesn't make sense. He's essentially got read-only for projects. Now, you could be like, all right, cool, he needs both permissions for the schedule and the project and stuff like that, but then you're overly complicating stuff. The permissions themselves, I'm trying to make as simple as possible. In this sort of case, this will make it extremely complicated, because if we had both, he had a check on the object permission, and the schedule permission. It'll be, and the one point is complicated for debugging, complicated for coding. 2, which has a follow on through complicated for debugging. And 3, complicated for the user. So we can't do that. Sorry, we can do that, but we're not going to do that. So yeah, we definitely don't want to cross this line where we're adding in workarounds to user given access. We don't want users to be like, ooh, if I get access to that, I can then work around this and so forth like that. That's just going to be a pain, a big pain. The tasks adding in this 2-level of permission, yeah, it's going to be way too complicated. Essentially, we're then going to have to make even more permission decorators and stuff like that. Whereas if we keep it as simple like these two, so we just look at the access that they've already got, we are using the decorators we've already got in the system, and it's extremely simple to actually implement. So from here, yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. That's proven my point. From here, let's start building stuff in. So let's also have a look at these particular ones. I might jump into Dark Admin. Oh, all right. We're going to fix that up very quickly. All right, what did I want to look at? I wanted to look at groups. So we're going to add in this down here like so. So if we actually have a look at this, we've got the search results, HR, and then just a submit button row. So we've got that. We go down. We can just do that. And then div class equals row. What did we call it? Submit row. And in here, we just got a simple button. So it'll be, oh, that's an A. Ooh, we're going to change that to a button. Oh no, we do want it as a hyperlink. Because when we click on it, it'll take us to where we want to go. All right, so in here, what we want to do is a ref equals new scheduled object, like so. Just do that. Class equals btn primary. And then I think we need save object. Yeah, save changes on it. One day we'll update that particular class. And then what we want down here is new scheduled object, like so. All right, so we're currently happy with that. Now up here, what we want is div class equals. So when there's no objects, we want just a little alert like that. So alert info. All right, cool. Currently there are no scheduled objects. Okay, something very, very simple. And we just need it on a simple v if. And this would be it will be scheduled object results.length equals 0. And then we'll have a div v else here, in which case we'll put the to-do in there. So we've got everything in here how we want it. At the moment, we're going to build upon this very quickly. So another thing I've got to do is, this is a higher level type of thing. So for example, let's open up new project. If we actually scroll down in here, we won't need group results. We'll need the root URL and static URL. We'll need the theme. We'll definitely need the user group results. But it'll be called user group and level results. We won't need a UUID. Yeah, I like that. So I'm just gonna put this in alphabetical order. So we've got the theme. We said user group and level results. This will be type array. Default will be an empty array. And so forth like that. So we'll be actually using this user group and level results to store the permissions. The max permission the user has for each group for both a task and a project. So yeah, once again, if we go back to the Bob here, where you say hello, it will come out with project being read-only access and task create access. From this information, what we'll be able to do is essentially just be able to be like, all right, cool, this is what you've got. In fact, let's change this to an object. Oh, can we pass an object through? I think we can. All right, for the moment, change this to an object. Let's go project permissions is 0 and task permissions is 0. Can you create something to make easy money from investment domains? No. All right, so I've got that. So that will be the permissions coming down. Okay. Let's get this rendering now. So what we need to do is we need to go into the backend sort of stuff. So we go into the NearBeach, go into, not the views, sorry, the templates. We go into NearBeach. We then have a look at object scheduler. Open up scheduled objects. We're going to delete this. We're going to put in schedule objects and just leave it at that for the moment. We're actually going to vbind. Actually, no, before we vbind it in, we need to tell the front end this is going to happen. So we need to go back into our source. We need to scroll down. We need to go into our app and our components. And it's just, we're going to have to scroll all the way down. Then we've got schedule objects equals defined async components. We import webpack chunk name schedule objects, yep. And then we go components, object, scheduler, scheduled objects. So, we've done it here. We need to go into our apps now. We need to actually load in all the components. Like so. And there we go. Cool. I'm just closing what I don't need at the moment. So now we should have scheduled objects in here. So now we can go vbind. Oops, wrong one. And we can start putting in a lot of this sort of stuff. So we've got root URL equals, oh, what is it? Yeah, I think it's that. We can just open up new project. So we've got the root URL static theme, user group results, UUID, and user level. Yeah, I did something wrong. I forgot to actually encompass it in quotation marks. So yeah, good thing I double checked this. Then what we want to do, vbind scheduled objects results, I think. We're just going to paste this in. Equals, and then we just go scheduled object results, like so. We also need vbind. What was the other thing? So we'll pass through that. We pass through that. We'll pass through that. We need user group and level results. So user group and level results, and that is going to be user group and level results. All right, sweet. So that should pretty much render. Now we don't have a lot of that data at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to start keying it in. So from NearBeach. Oh, all right. Views dot tools dot import internal functions dot thing. I forgot which. Give me 2 seconds. This is where I need to go into the views. NearBeach views, theme views. And then down here we'd go theme is get theme request. All right, so another thing that we're passing down would be just this one, user group and level results. I'm going to one that out. So user group and level results. So we're going to go user group and level results equals JSON.dumps. And we're going to go CLS equals Django encoder. So we've got an object. In fact, I'm going to go project. I'm going to go 1 and task. I'm going to go 1 for the moment. So user group I thought about this wrong. All right, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back here. So it's not user group and level results, that will be user level. And that will be a completely different thing. Type. No, all right. Yeah, this is going to be more complicated than I thought, because it's essentially a 2D array. So let's go with Bob again. Bob is currently dancing. All right, so Bob. So if we've got object, we'll have project and task. And then up here, we're going to have group. So let's say Bob is with the team dev and team sec. All right. Now, Bob will have read-only access to these two. All right. Bob will have create access to this one, but read-only for this particular one. So the idea being is the only task, Bob, but then again, this doesn't work. Because we're looking at this. How does NearBeach work? All right, let's have a look. Let's actually do this. So we're in Dark Admin at the moment. So what we can do is we can create a new user. So we're going to create a new user. Oops, we've broken something. I'm just going to delete this. That should be fine. Cool. So let's create a new user. Let's call it complicated user. Let's give it our usual sort of, oops. Typed in the password instead of the email. Oh, and we've hit another ad break. Really? I did not realize that. All right, so during this ad break, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I do have to turn this off. Otherwise, you guys can't see the colors properly. So there we go. We've got all of this. Let's do this. Okay, let's do the top side. So the bottom side's done. There we go. All right. And done. All right. Cool. And ad break finishes in 15 seconds. So, yeah. Cool. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Let's put the cube away. Otherwise, I'll continue fiddling with it. All right, so we're creating complicated user. Let's add this user in. Sweet. What we're going to do is we're going to add to the team leader. We're going to add in simple add and edit. Sweet. And then what we're going to do is for the no group, we're going to add in read only. So yeah. So this particular user should not be able to make a task for that particular team. So if should not be able to make a task. So if this person comes in, whoops, I need to log in as that user. Sorry. Let's go manage containers. Let's add a new container. Let's go random. Let's wonder, yes, I'm still here. Let's log in. Let's go, what did we call our user? Complicated. Yeah, I'm using NearBeach to build NearBeach, so I'm quite literally eating my own dog food. Alright. Yeah, complicated user. Let's not save that in. I'll put on dark mode. Let's go into new task. Should not be able to create this task. So if I get rid of QA team, complicated user should only have read only for no group. Oh, and they're able to create it. Oh, that's a bug. Okay. Let's put that in to be fixed. User with read-only permissions for one group can still submit or create projects and tasks. Method prerequisites. So the prerequisites here would be create a user, complicated user, that has access to 2 groups. Group 1, they shall have creation access or create access. Group 2, they shall have only read only. Method 1, log into NearBeach with this complicated user. 2, go and create a new task. 3, remove group, fill out the form, fill out the remove group 1, the group that grants them access. Remove group 1, the group that grants them access. All right, cool. And leave group 2 the read-only permissions. Submit. Expected results. User not able to submit because they don't have any access to that group. Actual results, user is able to create the task / project for the group they have read-only access for. All right, so this just requires us going in and modifying our permissions. So this is major. This is a bug submitted, definitely assigned to me. Definitely part of permissions. And let's create. All right, cool. So at the moment, what will actually happen is it doesn't care. It'll be like, all right, which is the highest out of this and this? It'll be able to create. That is annoying. So at the moment, we have a bug. All right. However, we can fix that. So what we could potentially do is we can look at modifying the permissions. And anything that comes through as new, we can be like, we can filter through the user groups. I'm sorry, I forfeit that. It will mean that we're complicating the permissions once again, but hey, the permissions are always going to be complicated. And if we're in this, now that I think about it, they've only got read-only access here. So that's kind of good. It's the new stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we'll need to figure this out. Okay. So for the moment, what are we going to do? We're going to program this properly, and what we find out when we're programming it, yeah, we'll apply everywhere else. And by the way, how are you, John? Sorry, I'm busy with this, working this out. So sorry, I'm just getting distracted. All right, so the workaround will be 1. Check / filter down the user permissions. So what will happen is it'll check and filter down the user permissions, dependent on the users group. So what does that mean? Well, simply put, it will have a look at what the users groups are. If we pass through this information, and let's say we filter out the team dev as a group, it'll then look at just this column. If team dev and team sec are in there, it'll look at both columns and then pick the highest value. If team dev is in there, it'll still work because it'll look at just team dev and pull out just the create. So I think that is how we tackle this problem. Yeah. Okay, cool. So going back into here, with this, we then want to make it user, group, and level results. And hey, Jay the developer, how are you going? We're both wearing robes. Mine's baby blue though. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, it's cold here. I've actually got the heater on in here. So it's about 20 degrees Celsius. For those living in America, that would be 68 Fahrenheit. So yeah, just trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with permissions with the scheduler. Because what we don't want is, let's say Bob has team dev and team sec. Let's say we're scheduling a task. He can create for team dev but can't create for team sec. However, that being said, if he creates for team dev, he can definitely add team sec into that task. That's the workaround. That's a caveat. We're not going to fix that. The idea being is, if you've got access to a group, you can add other groups into that group. So what we've got here is we've got to pass down information, and I'm just figuring out that structure. And I'm just wondering if it's going to be an array. Yeah. So it's going to be an empty array. So I'll leave that for this at the moment. This is going to be fine. And we'll need to add in a computed clause into here. Can add scheduled object. All right, so at the moment, if we have a look at scheduled objects, this is rendering perfectly fine. We just don't have the HR. Why is it like that? We go into groups and we type in that. Card body, yep. Card body. I'll just need it out of that. Okay, if I get rid of the search results, he'll be fine. All right, cool. Let's do that right now. Waiting a few seconds. Sorry, hitting those perfect. We've got the HR. All right. Is it HR /? No, it's just HR. Just hit refresh. There we go. So everything's looking good there. Now we should set up this properly. So you guys can't see it. There is a button there. Let me just put that to the right. There we go. So new scheduled object. That's what we've got to do right now. So this is where we're going to add in an if statement here. So if can user add scheduled object, I think should be a better name. So we're just going to cut that. Lean being like, hey, can they at least create something and so forth like that. So I think it's just going to be project 0 task 0. And we call it a day here. And then all we do here is we just return a simple condition. Return if the project the user level So return if the user level is greater than create. So for those that don't remember, 0 is no permissions. 1 is read only. 2 is edit. 3 is create. And 4 is delete. So these line up with CRUD, where no permissions we're not taking. So you got read only, you got edit, which is update, you got create, and you got delete. So yeah, where delete you need more permissions than create because, well, we haven't programmed in deleting yet, but we will. Yeah, delete is something which you don't want to give to everyone because you don't want someone deleting tasks and stuff like that. So yeah. So return if this.userLevel.project is greater or equal to 3, or this.userLevel.task is greater or equal to 3. So if the user has the ability to create a task or a project, we want them to be able to create this scheduled object. So up here, can use a scheduled object. That will return a true, and that will appear. At the moment, we've got it set to default, so no. And something went wrong, and it's like options can use a schedule is not a function. All right, is read only. I mean, we can have this as a variable. Set it once. But also, at the same time, this might be computed, so it might be a variable already. There you go, done. And then we just go v if can user, yeah, cool. Sweet. So, let's get these permissions passing through, especially for the complicated user. What do I want to do? I want to be able to send through from the back end, that sort of setup. So, what we need is going user level. I am having a look at the decorators very, very quickly. Just to show you guys. So what we do is we go look at the group results. So we want to grab all the group results that the user is a part of. That's pretty easy to do. For this particular one, we're actually, that one's actually looking at the object assignment and so forth like that. But we've got the group user results in here. Now, the user results table. So if we go localhost, we go admin. We scroll down and we go into user groups. You'll see the user's been assigned to a bunch of stuff. So we've got the username, we've got the group, and we've got the permissions set. So here we go user group results equals user group dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false because we don't want deleted stuff, and username equals request dot user. So that will get all the groups that the user is currently a part of, which is great news. From here, we can then loop. We can look at the permission set and grab the max. Now we do this already somewhere else. And I know I do it in the decorator. I think under object permissions. No, it's looking at the group and stuff like that. No, that's a generic. Check specific. Here it is. So with the user level, we've got the user group results, and we aggregate stuff. All right. So we're essentially going to be doing this. So I'll be copying those 3 lines. We'll go over here. We paste this in. We can comment them out because we're not going to use them. So what we want to do is aggregate the max f permission set underscore underscore. We don't need the object lookup or anything like that. We just need to go project ID. Just project, sorry. And then what we need to do is max f permission set. I don't think we need the F, to tell you the truth. I think we just need to do that. Yeah, the F was there because we're actually adding something in there. We're not adding anything in there whatsoever. So permission set underscore underscore task. Like so, we need to put the max into here. I'm going to go up and I'm going to look at max. Cool. Then all we now need to do, user level, get the max user levels from the user group table. All right, cool. Place these max values within the data. All right, cool. So we'll have user level equals, and then we'll have JSON.dumps. We won't have it as a list, but we'll do this. We'll add this in at the moment. CLS equals Django JSON encoding. And then down here, what we'll have is user level. And then JSON loads, and then it'll be the user level. All right, cool. Anyway, we have reached another ad time. Can't believe another one has come so far. It's like, damn. All right, getting back to the cube. Because tonight I just want to solve the cube. I'm going to turn those lights down. How's everyone going? For those who are lucky enough not to see ads, hopefully you're going well tonight. So, yeah. All right. Cool, there we go. 28 seconds left. Let's mess this up again. Let's try green this time. All right. Let's also get the blue top. I always like doing this. It annoys people sometimes. Get the blue top. And knock this in. Knock this in. So essentially, I've got on the bottom and I've got on the top. And it's just these two that are out of place. And welcome back, everyone. All right. So just solving cubes again. We all know what I'm like. Okay. So this, we should be dropping this in. I'm at the moment, we should be project, and this will be user group results. And then it should be permission set project max, I think. If we go back to this one, permission set object lookup max, yep. And then we go task, it'll be user group results, permission set task max. Easy. Cool. Don't know if that's going to work. Only one way to find out. Let's hit reload. Now, let's send that data down. So we're calling it user level. If we go up here, we're just going to delete that. We're going to go vbind user level equals user level. And we're just going to hit refresh. And there we go. The data has come through. If we have a look at the view page source and we scroll down, we notice that with project, we've got a 3 and task, we've got a 3, which is correct. And then what if we go into our users and we go complicated user, we scroll down and we're like, you know what? You're only going to get read only. And then this person just hits refresh, boom. All right, sweet. Let's add a group. Let's go in and go, yeah, you're part of the QA team. Let's say you're edit only. Add that group in. Boom. Let's delete that. Add an edit. Boom. And then they'll be able to schedule something new. All right, so we've got that working perfectly fine. I think that will work. It's just we're shaping the data in here to get it to how we want it so that the front end can handle it. That's fine. We can strip all of this back now. And I think this will work. Now, we don't have any scheduled objects at the moment. We're going to be creating one shortly. In fact, I haven't included them in the admin. All right, going in here. Scheduled objects. And then template, object template. Which should belong up there. Then we've got to register them. Admin.site.regis. object template. Schedule. So that will be here. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. Scheduled object. There we go. Cool. So if we actually go into the backend once again, we should, if we hit the Django thing, we should have scheduled objects. Boom. And we should have object template. Boom. I don't want to add anything in on the backend, just because, yeah, we don't want to cause any issues or anything like that. So what I want to do is I'm just quickly solving this. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again tonight. All right, cool. So we've got new schedule. I'm happy for this page at the moment. I don't feel like we need to do anything else for this page at the moment. Once we start getting objects in and so forth like that, that's when we're going to test this page out thoroughly. So yeah, we're going to click on new scheduled object and we're going to do this page up. So going over here, object scheduler, what we want to have in here is new scheduled object. We're going to have to set up a template first. So right hand click on this, new file, new scheduled object. Yep, .html. Just going to add that in. What we're going to do is we're just going to copy this. We're going to paste it in. We're going to remove this. We're going to close this. We're going to close this. We're going to close this. What we want to do in here is straight off the bat, let's new scheduled object. Let's the renders the template for creating a new scheduled object. Pretty simple stuff. All right, going up here, what we want, new scheduled object. We want t equals loader, get template. Then we want NearBeach, objects scheduler, and then new scheduled object template. All right, cool. We'll have the context. It'll be blank at the moment. Then we've got to return. This is where I go HTTP response t.render c request. Now I will need a couple of things from down here, but what we could do, let's have a look at new project. So NearBeach, views, project, views. Under new project, you'll notice with the context, but we've got quite a lot in here. So we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it in. Oh, that's one thing. Documentation. That is going to be an issue. Because the idea being is, sure, people can access it and all that kind of stuff, but the groups might change. You want to update those groups at the thing. So we're going to need a ability to clone that documentation. Oh. We don't want that documentation public because someone could actually find it. Yes. Yeah. All right. So I'm just having a quick think how I would do something. So what actually happens, and let me actually quickly show you guys because this will take me a couple of seconds to show you. So let's go back. Let's go new object. Let's go new project. Let's say you're like, cool, with this particular project, what I want to do is I want to include this Phillip Island WebP. So you're like, all right, cool. I'll open it up. I'll copy the image. I will paste it. WebP is not supported, is it? Let's say you go in. We're getting a 500 error because I haven't actually turned on my S3 stuff. So I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to paste it in. There you go. No 500 error. So what's actually happened here is it gets the image, it sends it to the backend, and it creates a UUID on it. Then when you submit this, what actually happens is it looks for that UUID, finds out if there's any images associated with that UUID, and then ports that one with the UUID to those particular groups and so forth like that. So what we might have to actually do is something similar, but just every single time. Yes, I'm watching, Jesus. Just do it every single time the scheduled task is run, because we still want this functionality in here, because this functionality might be good. Yeah, they might upload a document or something like that into here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just having a think. I think in this sort of case, we still want to pass down the UUID for this. The user level, we've got to pass it down for each of the groups and so forth like that, because we'll definitely have a group functionality in there, and we definitely want to stop the user from being able to create something against the group they don't have access to. I feel that would be pretty easy to do. Yeah. All right. Group results we won't need. No, group results we definitely do need. Need tiny mouse. Definitely need tiny mouse. The title, that is going to be called new scheduled object. We've got the theme, the JSON user group results. Also, in this sort of case, that won't be there. It'll actually be, and technically we won't need this. User group and level will be it. And we need the UUID. So, yeah. So the user group and level, if we go back to this, will be this type of information. User can have access to multiple groups. We want a distinct version of it. However, when we port it down through this level, we'll get that distinct version. And I'm also trying to think and remember. So if I were to create a new object, let's say a project, there is the ability to add in groups that I don't have access to. That's normal functionality of NearBeach. Yeah. This is what makes it harder. Because yeah, the idea of this is sometimes NearBeach is trying to be collaborative. So it doesn't, the idea being, all right, let me rephrase. Let's back up. Let's figure out what I'm trying to say. NearBeach is trying to be collaborative. That's its core design. That all these teams should be working together. Now, what can actually happen is one particular team might have a task or a project that requires another team's efforts or involvement. In which case, then you can do one of two things. So, if the project already exists, you can just give them access to your project. That will work perfectly fine. You can also do this at this particular level too, which in case it kind of contradicts the bug we found before, where we're creating an object or a task or a project for another team though, and essentially the end result can be done the same way with the current system in place. So I could go in, I could assign a project to both my group and another group where I've just got read only. And then I just delete my own group from there. That will work perfectly fine. And that's the exact same, and that makes sense. And that's the exact same end result of me creating group directly for another group. Sorry, creating another object like a project for another group. Yeah, permissions get crazy. Let's just say that, because there's a lot of fiddling around with stuff. In which case, that bug which I created before is not a bug. It's actually designed feature. And I should actually turn this off. I think this room is warm enough now, being at 21 degrees Celsius. For those in America, that is 70 Fahrenheit. Okay, so What am I prattling on about? So what I'm prattling on about is permissions, intent, and so forth like that. Now the idea being is if I'm with a group and I've got two different permission sets, it kind of means that I'll be able to, yeah, all right. I'm gonna go back to that bug, say it's not a bug. I'm gonna give an example why. So we're just gonna go won't, actually just wait, why isn't won't fix in there? I thought so, won't fix. And then I'm going to give an example. This is working functionality. For example, we'll have the same result if method complicated user creates a task / project for both groups. Complicated user then removes group 1 from the ticket, from the task / project. The task / project is now can only be seen by those within group 2. Now, this produces the same outcome and is expected behavior. As the complicated user will initially have permissions to edit the users and groups. However, won't once they remove their own edit access. All right, cool. So we've got to do the same rules as this. So yeah, that way we stop having these workarounds. And then what you want to do is you just want to limit users' permissions. So you only really want people with team leader sort of access to be able to create these objects like tasks and projects and so forth like that. But yeah, it's very easy for someone to do that workaround, and I think implementing functionality to do this might be plausible. I think let's do it for the scheduler, because you would hate it if someone created a scheduled task that goes on daily for you, because that's just going to fill up your inbox. However, that is just silly behavior from people. Okay. Yeah, I'm not fixing that. It's going to be one of those things that drives me nuts. Like today I got into a loop about unit tests. I was like, should I be testing the fact that we test to make sure every single form is valid? And I'm like, no, that's a Django thing. We shouldn't be testing Django style things. And then I'm like, but what if someone removes those 2 lines of code? we want the unit tests to fail. And I just kept getting back and forth in that loop, and I was like, oh my god, you should. But then I was like, no, because if you don't check that, you won't get the clean data. That's a Django design. So you can't access the form straight away until you double check to see if the form's valid, which I think is an extremely smart thing to do. But then I'm like, what if someone just does a work around that and stuff like that? And I'm just like, everywhere else we have this if statement. We should be doing it this way. All right. So we will be passing down group and level data. We will be passing down user groups. Not user groups, groups. What are we calling it? Group results. And that's pretty easy to do. All right, cool. So let's get the data. I don't have groups in here. Group.objects.filter is deleted equals false. That's all we really need. We also need serializers. So from Django core import serializers. And that in reality should belong up there. So we've done that. We need the tiny mouse, definitely. We need this. We also need this down here. Like so. We need to essentially just do this now. So this will be in this form. And we'll be taking the max for that, and we've got to figure out how to do this. We might jump into a shell and actually do this. I think it's just going to be a lot easier. I mean, we can get all the data, we can get all the raw data and then send that to the front end, and then the front end will process it. So that's not too much of a problem to do. I think we're just got to name it correctly. And yeah, we need group ID and group name. No, we just need group ID. Yeah. Sorry, just so much stuff is bouncing around in my head at the moment. And I just realized the ads are on. I'm terribly sorry. So yeah, this is... Yeah, so much is just bouncing around in my head. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do in the future? And stuff like that. Now that I've opened up this sort of thing, being like, should I be able to add users? And I think with the scheduled, no, definitely not. Because... And I should go back. I need to review that. I need to review that ticket. I'm getting one of those sort of things where I'm getting into that sort of circular decision where I go, no, this is it, this is why, and then the other part's like, no, you need to do it like this. And then I'm like, all right, cool. And then the other part's like, no, do it like this because of these particular sort of things. And then, you know, just like, oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if I want that sort of ability. So we'll see how it goes for the scheduled task. If I can actually implement that. So yeah, so that, yeah, and we can't complete anything. Sorry, excuse my French. We can't do anything overly complicated. And welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I'm just on a little tangent. We can't have any overly complicated permissions and stuff like that, because then we're just getting into the point where we're just going to trip ourselves over when we forget these little tiny things. So I'm kind of really leaning on being able to let users do that, because they've got the ability to create an object. Sure, they shouldn't be able to create it for those particular for those things. I'm gonna have to go back to that ticket and rethink about this. Yeah, this is gonna be my life for the next couple of days. Absolutely mayhem. Anyway, so what we want is project task group ID. The user will have multiple, essentially multiple groups, or they can actually have multiple sort of permission sets within a single group, and that's perfectly fine. NearBeach is set up like that to allow that. So for example, you might have it set up so you've got singular permission sets. Dude, you excited for them? I'm actually use Linux. I actually don't even have Windows on this computer, and I'm kind of not, because it sounds very creepy. I can imagine a couple of people using that feature to recall people's passwords. Never forget a thing. Yeah, that's the problem. And the instant someone has access to your computer, that never forget a thing becomes a handicap for you. Because if someone's got access to your computer, they've got access to your data. They can easily go into and use the rewind point. Yeah. 2 point in fact, if you've ever, I wouldn't call this a hack. Let's just say that. Let's say you go in here and someone's actually pre-filled out passwords. You can actually extract that information really easily. 2 ways. One, you can go in through the password thing. However, a lot of the times that thing requires you to key in a password. So if we go into here and go to localhost 8000, all right, I'm not worried that you're going to see these because presto, it's a default password. You can do that, but sometimes it will ask you for your password. However, one way to get around it is, let's do read only here. You can go, all right, cool. I know HTML. I can edit this input. Type password, you mean type text. Presto, done. And that's the power of what people can do if they've got access to your machine physically. And that's just a simple, absolutely just pulling out basic login details. I would not call that hacking at all. So yeah. It's also how I've gotten passwords to systems when people have forgotten their own passwords. And they had them auto-filled out, and I'm like, yeah, this is what you do. All right, with this particular ticket, I'm going to keep it open. Needs more discussions. All right. Sorry, excuse me for a couple of seconds. I'm just jumping on our Discord. I'm going to be posting this ticket on Discord. Yeah. I mean, I got into Linux years ago. Linux has by far become super easy to use, and the one major driver to make it super easy was Ubuntu back in like 2005, 2006. Other distros followed shortly after. You've got a bunch of different distros to choose from. A lot of them do something different. Some of them are very niche. My recommendation would be the major ones. So Fedora, Ubuntu, or Mint, or Pop OS. Yeah, and also it depends what you want to do with Linux too. So I got into a lot of system administration. So once again, this is well over 15 years now. I essentially wanted to run web servers and do this and do that, and I was running MySQL, Postgres, and doing quite a lot of database stuff, which during that time I actually was equivalent of what is a data scientist nowadays. Yeah, so I definitely would recommend Linux to try and test out on and so forth like that. My recommendation is try it in a VM first. Just mainly so if something goes wrong, you can alt tab out into your main operating system and play around with it there. Or if you've got a secondary old computer, install it on an old computer and then see what you can do with it. You know, install Docker and play around with containers or something like that. So yeah, whatever you want to do on it. Minecraft server or a gaming server. I actually don't know if Minecraft actually runs on Linux. Sorry, the server. I know Minecraft will run on Linux, or it used to. There we go. Yep. It'll run on Linux. Yeah. Play around with it and have fun. And a lot of things nowadays, so of course Photoshop is excluded out of this, but Microsoft Word is now internet-based and stuff like that, so you're web-based and so forth. So yeah. Alright, what was I doing? I've forgotten what I was doing. I keep getting distracted. Oh, I was going on Discord. General. So I'm just saying I have a circle of thought pattern at the moment. I am unsure what we should do in this specific case, where essentially the user will have workarounds that make perfect sense. No, I'll just delete that. What would you think user permission wise a user should/could do? Yeah, all right, cool. All right. Fun little fact, going back onto Windows, I have an empty 2 terabyte really fast hard drive ready for a Windows install. However, I just can't get Windows to get installed on this computer. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't needed it yet. I know one day I'll definitely need it, and so forth like that. I've got a VM at work, which I go on to for any sort of Windows development, and so forth like that. So I just haven't needed it for this computer yet. But by God, will it compile fast, this computer. All right, so getting back into this. So we've got new scheduled object, user group and level is not defined. We know that. We're going to actually do that right now. We want it into this sort of pattern, and I'm just wondering if we should add in a grouping effect. And I don't know how to do it because I don't think I've had to do it yet. So we're just going to go Django RRM group by. And we're going to read what we can do. So members object all, Eric, yada, 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 object all group by, okay. If you mean by aggregate, you can use the aggregate feature of ORM. So results equals, annotate, decount, count, order by. Oh, we kind of want that. Okay, let's see if we can do it in the shell. So we open up a new terminal. We go source VM bin activate. We go Python 3 manage shell. From NearBeach import everything, and then what we want to do is we're going to go a equals user group dot objects dot filter is deleted equals false, and user name equals, I'm going to go 1. So we've got, oh, we should actually use the proper user in here. 8. Let's overwrite this. Let's go 8. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 groups in there. And then what we want to do is b equals a dot anno. Oh. How did they do this over here? Yeah, we want b dot values. So if we were to go take the first one and then go group name, that won't work because we need group under group name. We need that. Oh, group ID. There you go. Sorry, we needed a 0.group ID. We don't have name in there. We need ID group under name. Oh, sorry. I need to figure out what fields I have in here. All right, so we've got the group ID. We've got that. All right, I don't think we need the name. But we've also got permission set. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, sorry. I'm so used to in Django doing the underscore for the replacement of the dot. that in the terminal you don't need it. Permission, I think it's project. Yeah, there we go. And then if we do number 2, we do number 0, we've got 1. And 3. All right, cool. And that's the value of that. So what we want is, let's say we've got a.objects.values. So b equals a.objects.value. We want the group ID. And then sorry, because I am forgetting to get the plurals. Doing it again. All right, so B will then be like that. All right, sweet. Tell you what, I'm just going to get rid of the B. We're just playing around with this with fire. All right, so we've got group ID, annotate. And this is where we've got this annotation. They've got it annotate, decount equals count of that. So we actually need the max first. So we need from Django. Actually, I can just copy it from here. From Django DB models. Import max. And import F. Okay, cool. So from here, a.values, group ID, annotate, and then they've got simple decount equals count. All right, cool. So we don't want to use decount. We want project permission equals max. And then in here, what we want to actually have is permission set underscore underscore project. Perfect. That's it. That's how we do it. Okay. Because we've got group 2 and then we've got group 4. Let's play with this over here. So in here, we've got the group results, yada, yada, yada. We're just going to paste this in because we're just going to nick it from here. We've got our annotate. All right, we've got project permission. We've got a bunch of dots. We're going to seal this off. And then we do that and then annotate and then task permission equals max permission set task. That way it should... Alright, so the idea being is if we've got one group with multiple permissions in there, we're going to pick the highest one. And we can test that in a second. So that's actually going to be user, group, and level. Now we don't have group results either. So I'm going to have look at project views, see what we're doing with group results. So group results, It's just that. It's just those three. Oh, this is meant to be user group. All right, cool. Let's see if this works. So if I put a breakpoint here, I ignore that. I go into new, not new project, new this one, hit reload. We've hit this. If we have a look at this particular thing, not that one. Oh, I've made a boo-boo. Let's view. Let's copy value. Let's go back into here. Let's. I'm only really halfway through that. All right. Loop players. Let's open SQLite. Let's open up the database. Let's execute some SQL. So I'm just going to paste that in. And if we hit play, we've got the group. We don't have just the values though. But we do have the task permissions. All right. Yeah, I haven't done the values or anything like that. All right, easy done. So user name equals request.user to filter for us. And then what we want to do is dot values group ID. Easy done. Hell, I can put in the group name in there too. That won't be a problem. In fact, we can go group name. Ooh, will it be group name? It'll be group underscore group name, I think. Let's double check that. So back over here, we've got the A. Let's take the 0. Let's go group name. Yeah, that's what we want. So that will be that. Let's hit play. Let's piss this off. Let's reload. So let's have a copy of the SQL because it's going to be so much easier if we do it in here. Oops, sorry, and I just got massive. All right. Let's run this. Perfect. All right. Let's test this again, and we can test it using the SQL. So I'm just going to hit play. I'm going to get user information. Down here, I'm going to add in another, for the QA team, another permission. So I'm just going to go QA. Hey, Nocturnal, how are you? I have something where it's been one of those days. You're aching. Ooh, hopefully everything's okay, but you have today off. Okay, that's good. That is good. I'm sorry to hear you're aching. Hopefully it's nothing terrible. So yeah. I have a question. Actually, it's more of one of those things where I constantly get myself in a loop where I'm like, all right, here's me, messy hair, fuddled brain, just DOMs from the gym. It's good aching. Fair enough. That's good. So I have a decision that I've made, and then what has happened is I've given some thought, and I've come into another decision that contradicts this first decision, and then I've had some more thought, and then I get back to the original one, and then I go back and that. You've answered the question on Discord. Sweet. Sorry, I haven't seen. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Sean, every API call, a malicious actor has access to your API. If you do that, it should solve that problem, unless you're caching the permissions, at which point the cache entry should also be invalidated when the user permissions change. All right, cool. I'll show you what I've got. So I've got a complicated user. Let's say the complicated user can create a project. All right. So if we looked at the complicated user's permissions, I've been meaning to rerun that one thing, and yeah, cool. Ignore the bottom read only, because that's superseded by the add and edit. Essentially, for no group, they can only read only. For the QA team, they can create stuff. So if they have a project, NearBeach Corporation, they will be able to create this. And what actually happens is the project gets created because they've got creation access for the for the QA team. That they're able to create this, and in theory what it does is it'll automatically add the QA team to this particular group, which is designed functionality in NearBeach being like, if a particular user any particular user that has edit access to for example this project can add any other group, which means that people can add in the administrator and empty group here, like so. The idea behind this particular functionality is, once again, it goes back to NearBeach's collaboration, where you might have a project that deals with other groups and so forth like that. Now, the problem is, all right, before I say a problem, if they were to create a project and they don't include any of their groups, we get this, where none of the groups are included. You will not have permission to create this object. Please select one of your groups, which is what we want. However, the problem comes is this particular person doesn't have access to create with no group, but they can. And the thing is, so it just created this a read-only sort of thing. I have no ability to edit this anymore. However, that being said, if I create a new project, and sorry, there is an ad break on. Let me just quickly go through this. I add these in and I create it. There's no difference with me creating it and then just deleting my own team from here and then losing access. So yeah, my question with that is like, should I be preventing people from creating a new object like a project or a task or anything like that if they don't have creation access to that group that they've, or groups that they've put in there, knowing for well that if they've actually got creation access to a single group in there, they can actually add this particular object to these groups into that particular object. And this is my circular sort of stance at the moment, where I'm like, been like, all right, cool, I've made a decision. Oh, you can't see that screen. Sorry. Where I'm like, I made a decision, and then I give it another one, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna retract that decision, and then give it some more thought, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that again, and then go back, and no, I'm just gonna, and I just need some outside input to be like, all right, no, you need to do this one. Yeah. And welcome back, everyone. We were just discussing my decision circle. So yeah, it's one of those things where we don't want people creating for yeah, we don't want ultra complicated rule sets and stuff like that in this, because we need to then convey that knowledge to the user. Are you asking if they should be able to create the thing if they don't have right permission on it? Yes. One second I'll lean on, yeah, they shouldn't do that. And then another second I'll lean on it being like, oh, but it is, technically we do have similar functionality in NearBeach for that. For example, I can create a project, and I'm like, I need help from the administration team for this, and be able to add them in this way. And we've designed NearBeach to allow you to add in external teams because it's a collaboration tool. It's not, we've gone in thinking, no, people are going to collaborate between groups. Which happens a lot. So a good example would be a web designer would be collaborating with the web builder. They should not be able to do that. All right, cool. So what I can actually do is at the moment, we're kind of gone in with that sort of logic with the scheduled tasks, because collab is a different story. Yeah. Where essentially you're adding people into your own team. And then if you remove yourself out, then that's just being silly. So, all right, cool. Yeah. So I am going to append onto this. A user should not be allowed to add an object to a group that they have only read-only access to. All right, cool. So I'll keep this as a bug. You should be able to add people. You should not be able to create something you can't write to. Yep. All right. Sweet. If you want to remove write access later, that's a different story. Sweet. Yep. All right. Cool. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I just needed to spitball that onto someone and get their opinion back. And I realized how disgusting that sounds, the spitballing. I mean, I don't even know where I got that saying from. I don't. Is that said anywhere else? So yeah, I don't know if anyone else says that. Soundboarding is what I tend to say at work. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Yeah. Spitballing is coming. Sweet. Cool. I think I'm exhausted today. I don't think I slept well last night. So got stuff done today at work. But I think I'm starting to struggle. So yeah, how's everyone going at least? Hopefully everyone's going well. So yeah, with that thought in mind, what I'm doing here is I can actually grab the maximum permission for either project, task, or so forth for that particular user against the group. Because remember, with NearBeach, we set up permission sets. So a permission set could deal with, this permission set is space read only. So they'll only have access to this, this, and this through read only. And then you might want to set up one with being like, all right, cool, we're going to give them project creation. And you can set up a permission set where a user can create projects. You might have one being like a project editor and so forth like that. So thus you can be very flexible with the permission sets you are giving people. However, that being said, you can be as opposite to flexible, as generic as permission sets as you can. So for example, I use very generic permission sets. So if we were to go over here, wrong one. If we were to go over here and let's say edit only, this is generic. It's just edit only. So yeah. All right, going in here, we can close that one tab. We've got nothing up at the moment, but that's perfectly fine. But we do know this works, and we know it works really well. And all we're doing is, it's a pretty simple query. All we're doing is we've got user group and level, making sure it's not deleted and the username is connected. Then we're just pulling out group ID, group name, and then we're annotating on the maximum permission for those grouped items, which gives us this. So for example, this particular user with no group, we've only given them read only. With the QA team, we've given them the creation level. So with this bit of information, we've now, let's just create this new object type of thing. And then figure out from there what we can do. And I think from here, we should also look at building the unit tests to double check what I'm doing is correct. Which means I've got to rewatch that video, which made unit tests make sense in Vue for me. Again, because it's been a while. Yeah, no, I think this is complicated enough. I do want to heavily lean on unit tests for this. So yeah. And then I should fix that other bug. Ooh, because I'm doing it like this. Sorry, I'm just having another thought pattern. Because what I can actually do is I can easily write up a simple function, in which case I just pass through the what we want, and it'll just annotate on that information. That way I don't need to get every single object permission. Potentially. Yeah. Anyway, ooh, Dropbox at Dropbox. Nightbot. Missed the drop. Everyone, feel free to drop. I am going to shell shock. Okay, so we are going to click on this. We are going to look at the new scheduled object. We are also going to create the new scheduled object. So we're going to right-hand click down here. We're going to go this. We're going to go new scheduled object.view. We're going to put template in. We're going to write script. Export default. Name is going to be new scheduled object. We'll have props, definitely. What we'll have is user, level, and results. This is looking exciting. This will be a type array. And then default is going to be return this. So we'll have that at the start, and then we'll definitely have methods. Definitely have methods and mounted, because we'll need to do something with the permissions most likely. All right. Cool. Wow, John. Holy hell, 99.54. And also that emoji is really awesome. Not gonna lie. All right. Sorry, my brain, I do apologize. My brain is just going and switching itself off. So these silent moments where I'm fiddling with the cube, I got to put the cube over there. It's my brain being like, da, 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 da. As I am just not thinking at all. There's not even a thought going through my head. It's just white static. Alright, so div class equals card, div class equals card body. You manage to interns, you're managing to interns for marketing? Yeah, sure, definitely. I don't know if you know about permission sets and all that kind of stuff, but what you could do is under the groups, if you don't want them to access stuff you don't want, you can easily create a new group called marketing. Like so, you can easily put them in there. You can then, let's say you've already created the user and so forth like that. You can look at the permission sets for what they've got access to. Once again, the permission sets are rather flexible and so forth like that. So yeah, you can definitely do that. And if you got any feedback or any bugs, yeah, Discord. We do actually have a specific channel in Discord for bugs. So I think it's just called bugs. And I do check it regularly. I did see it the other day. Oh yeah, bug reporting. That's under the NearBeach at the top. And then if you've got any sort of suggestions or anything like that, there's a suggestion channel there and so forth. Or remember, all the little tiny features, I should put that to the right so you can actually see that properly. Do you have it set up? So you'll probably have to host yourself. The good news is it's rather quick with the self-hosting. I don't know why I went directly to the URL, clicked menu, and then self-hosting. It probably shows just, yeah, my brain's like on low power mode. You know when your computer slows down when you're on battery mode and you're trying to be super efficient? That's me at the moment. Yeah, sure. There are other places you can get it installed. I know that someone once asked me how to get it installed on a couple of free Django hosting sites and stuff like that. I've been meaning to go back and get that video up and running because we were able to get it there. I have it on Azure. I'm using the Azure Web Apps with the database externally. And the reason why I've set it up like that is Azure's really, really good with the database sort of ecosystem, so I can easily roll back and create backups and all that kind of stuff. And I like doing that outside of Docker. I'm not the best with Docker, so yeah. All right, so card body. What is this going to be called? This is header 1. This is new scheduled object. We're going to have HR. Then we're going to have div class equals row, like so. And then we're going to have div class equals col md4, and then div class equals col md8, like so. All right. So we need instructions on here, and we kind of need a design. We haven't really designed it well. Oh, we haven't designed it at all. So let's say this is the card body. And let's say new scheduled object. All right, we've got our HR there. What we kind of want is, I'm gonna do a little dotted thing down here, because you'll notice with the design of NearBeach, what we have on the left, we have the instructions and so forth like that, what type of thing that is. So if you don't know what this is, you can actually read up on it very quickly right there. And then we've got the actual thing here. I kind of really like that design. The idea being is once you actually get used to the system, you actually focus just on here. But any new person can be like, oh, okay, cool, there's information over there that I can read. Yeah, and it's not too busy. So this dotted section over here is just the info. What we want is object type. And that's going to be a drop down box. And that's going to be either task or project. Then what we need is object title. So this is where we HR this. As feedback, most of the people that use project management software have no idea about programming, and most they know is how to double click on an executable. That's me. Fair enough, yep. I really think that it would be good if you have a step-by-step video on YouTube how to set it up locally. That would make it easier for the software to spread. Yes, I think that's actually a really good idea. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm actually going to my production version of NearBeach at the moment. I'm going to make sure this is actually down. Sorry, I do have to do this for a second. The reason being is I do have something on here that I don't want people to see. And I don't know why. The first time I use NearBeach, it's slow. I think I've accidentally put my Docker containers to sleep or something like that. All right, marketing sites, new features, personal social media. Oh, I think I've got it under social media. Yeah, all right, cool. Boom. Let's put that in progress. How to install NearBeach. Let's go Docker for this one. There's no description. All right, cool. Save and close. Actually, let's put that on higher priority. So I'd do it. Let's also do in here how to install NearBeach on free Django hosting sites. All right, cool. Let's do both. This is driving me nuts. Sorry, I've just got to capitalize those videos. Yeah, cool. This is just my social things, blog updates. That's actually all done and stuff like that. So this will include tutorials and so forth like that. So yeah, another thing I want to do is after all of that is create how to use NearBeach. I won't put that as the highest. Simple video covering topics like gathering user requirements, creating a Kanban board, creating simple project or tasks. We won't do the request for change just yet, but yeah, there's a simple one. Yeah, that bug is... I'll put that over there at the moment. So yeah, I will probably definitely need help doing the videos and stuff like that. I am terrible at editing and so forth. So I'm happy to sort of get a draft together and get feedback on that video. So yeah. Yes. Yeah. We are essentially, we've got what's called the NearBeach flow, which I've been meaning to actually document and write down and so forth like that, and sort of explain how it works. So yeah, hopefully one day I should put that in here. That will be another video. Talk about NearBeach flow. We have kind of talked about the NearBeach flow before, in the sense we used it to improve how the statuses and so forth like that. Oh, cheers. Thank you. Yeah, it's still a long way to go, but at that same time, getting it out right now and actually talking about it and so forth like that, even though this is still quite a far away from my final form, or NearBeach's final form, I'm getting feedback back, which is great because I can make these small, little, tiny improvements, all large improvements, in fact, and then people start using it, and hopefully I get that more and more feedback, and then at one point, hopefully, with all that feedback, I sort of branch out in the sort of correct direction and so forth like that, instead of driving blind. All right, so NearBeach flow, both documentation and book. Of course, the book will probably be just a simple ebook that's just about 20 pages long. All right, cool, and will be free. So yeah, there we go. Happy to do that. What I'm going to do... Sorry, I've just got to... calendar.google. Am I signed in? I think I am. Yeah, I'm signed in. So I've got my calendar on the side. I'm going to try and book some time this weekend to do some of that. All right. So that will be on the 26th. I want that. Yeah, I will be... Oh, I've got to process videos that day. All right, cool. I could probably... Okay, record NearBeach tutorials. All right, sweet. I'm gonna hit save. At least that's there. Oh, I need to... All right. Sweet. Sorry, yeah. Just writing stuff up. As well, I think that one of the ways you could push up a bit the knowledge of the project management software would be to offer it to schools where they teach. Yeah, I should actually start doing that. Just wondering if my university connections will still work. Oh, did we just listen to... Yeah, we just listened to that one. All right. Anyway, I think I'll close that. We'll jump back into this. We'll get something rendered on the page. So, new scheduled object. We need to get this rendered. So we need to go into our apps, our components. We need to go into the new scheduled section. So that will be actually up here. It'll be here. So new scheduled object equals defined async component. And then what we want to do is import, oops, wrong one, webpack chunk name is going to be new scheduled object, like so, and then we need to go components require, no, sorry, just object scheduler, new scheduled object, there we go. Cool, and forget that little thing there. Now we can close this, and sad but emotional piano. I know. Yeah, I was like, I wanted something different. I wanted to listen to pianos tonight because I've been listening to the Japanese Jazz Cafe, the not cyberpunk, you know, the 80s synthwave and so forth like that, that are hopefully copyrighted free music for a long time. I just got sick of it. I was like, you know what, I want a piano tonight, and this is the only one which I found at short notice because I was running late for the stream, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm just gonna use this. So yeah. All right, new. So we need new scheduled object here. Scroll all the way up, add it into here. Like so, everyone's happy. So we can close this now, and then in here we can go new scheduled object, and we should be able to go vbind. Have a look at this again. We're just going user level and results. Like so. And that's done. We will pull in more information. Don't forget to drop, everyone. I am going to do Grumpy Max. Yeah, Nightbot has not landed. Sorry, my video is 40 seconds out of sync, and not quite. All right, so we've got the instructions. So we'll have strong, and then we'll have up here. Oh, and our break has just started. Good thing I just spotted that. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. I won't be long. I'll be right back. I'm back. Oh. Okay, about 20 seconds left. I'm just going to adjust the beanie. It is 20 degrees in here, or 20.5. Otherwise, 69 Fahrenheit. Yeah, cool. Got a number. All right. And welcome back, everyone. I'm just going to click on workstation again. You guys could all see this. All right, cool. So we've got strong, and we're going to type in object type in here. And then we're going to do, I'll show you how we do this elsewhere so you guys know what I'm doing exactly. So if I go into projects, go new project, let's scroll up. So once again, oh, we've got to add this in a minute. We'll do that in a minute. Nah, we'll do that now. All right, cool, done. So I need the mix in. So that will be import get theme mix in from there. Sweet. I like to include it here. Mix ins. Get theme mix in. Sweet, like so. We don't have the theme, so we need to import that in. Element of PQRS TUV. That is going to be type of string, and then default is going to be, I think, light. And then in here, what we want to do is we want vbind theme equals, and then we do this, and then we go theme. And then we realize we've got to paste it up there. Then we go up here. We're passing it down already. Cool. Yeah, sweet. Anyway, getting back into this, how this works. So we've got new project, we've got the row, we've got the column for, all right, so it's one giant row first. Oh, I think I mucked up something there. Oh, no, I'm just blind as a bat. No, all right, cool. So what we've got here is we've got the description. So that's the column 4. So yeah, we're using H2s instead of strongs. And then we've got simple paragraphs. So yeah, I've mucked this up. Should be H2 and then object type. And then P class equals text instructions. And then we got here, please select if the object is either, please select if the object will be either a project or task. Cool. And then we just key in this. So we'll have label for, won't worry about that. Oh, we should have form group. Form control. Label is object type. Then we'll have an n select. Now we'll need to import that very quickly. So we'll need to import n select and the nconfig provider from naive UI, like that. Then we've got components. We need to actually shove those into the components. So n select and nconfig provider into there. So that just tells the system that we're going to be using it. So up here with the nSelect, very much like the new project, we'll have a we actually don't have anything like that. We'll be stripping that out, and so forth like that. So let's have a look at Naive UI. How did I do that? Ooh, tree select. I'm getting distracted. Ooh. Not what we want. We just need a simple drop down. That's all we need. And then have the ability not to do anything else. So we're just going to show the code in here. So we just need a simple nSelect. We're just going to pop that out, paste that in, get rid of that. Of course, we're going to put these on new lines. We're going to call that object type model. Object type options. It's just as simple as that. So down here, we'll have data and we'll return what we want. So straight off the bat, what we'll have is object type model, and we don't know what it is. And then object type options. This will know what it is. So we'll set this up. As you see, it's actually meant to be an array instead of an object, and we just need these two fields, the label and the value. So we'll have that, and then we'll have value, project, label, project, value, task, label, task. Yep, I can see the spelling mistake on the very rare occasion that I actually saw that spelling mistake. Cool, so now we'll have a drop down and so forth like that. Let's actually have a look at what that looks like. So we're just going to render this. Ooh. Yeah, alright. Form control looks disgusting. All right, done. Easy done. We just wait a few seconds and then presto. So that's what that will look like. Very similar to when we go into a new project. Yeah. So we'll have the object type. I feel like there's something missing. I think it's because there's not a lot of data here. Yeah. We'll need to add in validation in a minute. That's not going to be a problem. We'll actually do that last. Yeah. Today, let's just get this out, rendered out, and then we can tackle it. All right, cool. So, we've just done that. So that's the first little section that we're dealing with. Yeah, so that will be self-contained. And then the idea being is we'll then have the description section, which will have just this. We'll allow people to upload documentation because, once again, we want that documentation to be in there. There could be a good reason why that documentation is in there. And then what we want to do is then add in the shareholders, which that is already a component, so we just copy and paste that in. The between dates, that's a component, we'll copy paste that in. And the group permission, that's a component, and we'll copy and paste that in. The rest is going to be really, really easy. And then we'll have the little button at the bottom, which will be the create schedule new object. So let's do the next thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to get new project. I'm going to put that on the right because essentially we're copying all of this. Yes. I'm going to paste it in. Oh wait, I want to copy all of that. Okay. Copy. And I paste it in. And then I expand it, hoping for the best. Alright. And then I'm just going to put new project back in here. I'm going to have a look at this. And we're going to go from the top down, and we're going to remove project or any reference of project from here. So what we want is here, we want object description. And oh, I hate how this does this. I don't like that. I like it lined up. Okay, HR description, we can get rid of it there. So we've got description, to create a new project, fill out the form and submit at the bottom of the page. So here we want to actually talk about the description itself. Please supply a suitable title and description for your object. This will be created exactly each time the object is created. Sweet. So that's fine. We can get rid of that information. We can get rid of that information. So we've got this. So here it will be called object title. Now we'll need to import validation rendering. That's perfectly fine. We just key in object title in there with the modal. That'll be perfectly fine. Input object title model. And we just need to key in that particular variable right now. So we're just going to go down here into the data section, realize that this has, oh no, it's still playing. And go object title model. And that's going to be nothing at the moment. We'll get errors with that, but we'll include it very shortly. So then we go down here. And then we want object description. Object description model. We need to import static URL. All right, cool. So object description model. Once again, does nothing. We also need to import the map getters. So this is getting a bit messy now. So I'm just going to go boom and just go components. That is fine. Yep. That is not. Makes sense. Validation. Sorry, I just need to find validation. Element OP validation rendering is going to be there. Yeah, sorry, I'm just keeping everything neat and tidy at the moment. And all right, we need that set up. And then we need validations. All right. And then what I want to do is I want to key those validations in. And how does that look? All right, we just need required and max length. Yep, cool. Object, hang on, I'm just double checking that. Group name required. Yep. All right, cool. So object, type model, this will be required. Just double checking, title model. All right, and this will also be required. Sweet. All right. So we've just got those 3 in at the moment. We haven't fully got this rendered out yet because we're still going from the top down and fixing things up. Yeah, the copy paste is just as faster than actually writing all of this out because we copied and pasted most of this template. And now we're just adding in the stuff. Static URL, mix-ins. That will actually be the map getters. So this is actually VueJS to import map getters from VueJS. And then what we want is computed. And we've got ... map getters. No. The reason being this is actually at the top level. So this should be setting it. So what we want is, under the props, we want static URL. That's going to be a type string. Default is going to be just a /, I think. And then root URL, that is going to be type string, and then default is just going to be a /. So yeah, easy done. Just double checking that. Yeah, we've just got it set as, yeah, default that. That's fine. What we'll do is we'll actually edit this in a minute and put all of that information in there. So we might as well do that. Sorry, there's a lot of juggling whenever you add in something like this. Essentially, there's so much to actually add in, edit, and change around and stuff like that. The code, yes, is different, but quite a lot of it is somewhat the same. All right. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go into here and I'm just going to paste them in. So we're going to get rid of the things we've already got. So user level and results. User level is going to be depreciated. Element of PQRO ST. So we'll have group results. Yep, we'll have the root URL, we'll have the static URL, we'll have the theme, we'll have this, and we'll have that. All right, cool. We're happy. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. So now in here, we need group results. That is type array. Default is going to return an empty array, of course. Let me muck that up. All right, root URL, we've got static URL, root URL, static URL. Yep, we've then got the theme, and then we've got the user group results. Now we don't have user group results. Those are the results the group has access to at the user level. We do want them. Yeah, we need them. All right, user group results. All right, so we do need them. We need that bit of data to come from the top down. The reason being is this is what the user has access to. So this essentially tells the system, hey, the user has access to this, and the system's like, sweet. That doesn't change, that data. This is different to group results, in which case the group results is everyone has access to that. Sorry, not everyone has it. Sorry. The group results is every single group inside the system. So, yes. All right. So we've got all of those props coming down. That should help us with stuff up here now. So object description, that should be working. That should be working. The editor... Oh, we need the new upload image stuff. That's part of a mixin. So if we scroll down to our mixins, we'll open up our mixins. I think it is upload mixin. So we need to import upload mixin from like that. We go down to our mixins section, which is quite far down. Just There's a lot of data we're manipulating and so forth like that. So that is perfectly fine. Now we've got menu bar files. Yep, we've got all this code samples. Yep, all of this is fine. This dot skin. Ew. Oh, that's just a joke. I'm just making that up. Sorry. It is what the skin looks like. Just found that funny, being like, ew. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. All right. Ooh. Oh, before mount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need it before mounted. Yeah, we were having problems with stuff not working properly. As for this dot skin, let's have a look. Ah, all right. Pile of map getters. So we do actually need map getters. So what we want is we want computed. Import map getters from VueJS. All right. So, I'm just pasting them in. So the content CSS and the get skin. If memory serves me correctly, essentially I'm doing something in the view to calculate what this is, depending on the theme and so forth like that, to hand back the correct content CSS and the skin. Which is why pages, actually, I don't know. Don't worry. Random thought. All right, I'm just going to do a reload. We know this isn't going to work. Bang. Yeah, we got a syntax error and all that kind of stuff. We haven't fixed this all up yet. We're getting close. So the V model is project description. That is incorrect. It's object description model. And then it finishes off. And then this should compile successfully. Yep. If we hit refresh. Ooh, syntax error. Expected expression. Don't know. I've done something wrong. It's so silly then. View page source. Alright, group results, that's correct. Root URL, that's correct. Static, that's correct. Theme is correct. And we've hit an ad break. Alright. User level and results. That is incorrect. Alright, ad time. Alright, cool. We're slowly getting there. Once the screen is built up, we then got to do the CRUD. So the finish off the creation, the read, and that's a different page though. The update, that'll be the same as the read page. And the delete, well, we won't worry about the delete just yet. So the idea being is we will implement delete functionality later down the track, where users will be able to just be like, all right, cool, this scheduled task, it goes on forever, we don't need it anymore, we're not going to reference it anymore, let's clear it out of the queue and delete it. So yeah, Yeah, NearBeach will... There's not much deletion in NearBeach whatsoever. So at the moment, what you would want to do is, if you've got something that's duplicate or something like that, you have a status, which you can say, hey, this status duplicate, just close the task or the object itself, and you can do that. So you have that ability to create that in the system. However, that requires you going and doing that. And welcome back, everyone. All right, let's jump back into it. Wrong screen. Okay, cool. I think that will be the last ad break for tonight. It's almost 10 p.m. We've got about 20 minutes. So, yeah. All right. So we have a random thing in here. Now, I don't know which one it is. It is error passing JavaScript expression got a greater than. So if we jump into here, user level and results isn't passing through, which is weird. User group results is incorrect. I think it's that one. So what I'm going to do, go back onto this. I'm going to go user group results. I'm just going to delete it. And we're going to hit save. And we are going to reschedule. Boom. That's the problem. So we're going to go back into this and be like, all right, cool. User group results, something's wrong. So we're going to have a look at this one and be like, all right, cool. User group results. User group results. We've got this. It passes through. We're 1, 2, 3. We really need to grab it like this. So I'm just going to paste it like this. I'm just deleting that line. We've got the dumps. We've got the list. That should fix this problem. We wait a second. We hit reload. Perfect. All right, cool. Computer property root URL already exists defined in props. All right, did I put root URL into computed? That was silly of me. New scheduled object, but yeah, it's in the props, but I'm not calling it. There's only one computed, and I'm only getting those. Oh, music just suddenly stopped. Oh, there. All right. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. Computed property root URL is already defined in props. Yes, but I'm not using it. User level and results was accessed during render, but not is defined on instance. All right, cool. Yep, we can do that right now. No, it's right there. All right, I'm just going to cancel. I'm going to rerun this. All right, took 12 seconds. And holy hell, all up. This is, once again, just in debug mode. Debug mode, it's huge. If we gzip everything, it's about 4 megabytes, which is lovely. And we do actually gzip everything. Well, actually, no, we don't use gzip anymore. We use that other one. What is it called? Brutally compress. All right, so going with this over here, making sure I'm disabling the cache, I'm just going to reload. New scheduled object group results equals, yep. Property user level results was accessed during render but is not defined on instance. Hang on. Let's view page source. I think I spotted this before. Yeah, user level. All right. User level and results was accessed during render. And we've got user level and results. If we go into this, I think I've just forgotten to add it in. Yeah, we've called it user group and level. So all right. There we go. So I've just done a bit of a boo-boo. Have I done it again? Probably. User group and level. All right, user group and level. All right, no, I haven't done it. All right, sweet. Default, I am exhausted like there's no tomorrow. Okay, cool. So now we wait a second or two and we hit reload. And then realize we're doing that again. Not a problem. We know what it is. We know we haven't done this correctly. So we're just going to go json.dumps. We're going to list this. And in reality, this should be like this. And then CLS equals Django encoder. And we're just going to bump it like that. And we're going to call it a day and be like, sweet, that will work. Fingers crossed. Don't know why root URL is saying, sorry, defined in props. If I go up here and I comment that out and I hit save, I'll wait a little bit, hit reload, it's perfectly fine. However, if I go into view, sorry, I'll move this over to the left in a second. If I go into view and I go into here, we've got content CSS passing through content CSS and skin, I shouldn't be passing through those at all. So we don't know the destination and we don't know the root URL. Why am I... How am I doing that is my main question. Whereas that's the only place I'm actually calling root URL. What I'm going to do is this $store.commit. No, I don't think that will do anything. Not for the moment. We do need to actually commit the root URL and static URL upstream. What do we call it? It's update something. So we got to do that. All right. Yeah, I don't know why. Because, buddy, you're at the top of the queue. All right. I'm not calling you. I'm only calling content CSS and skin. I'm not calling the view bindings. And I'm wondering if I've got a similar problem with the other one. Yeah. Okay. Don't know. I think this will be a problem that I have to actually solve when I'm not so tired. But this looks nice. We've got the description, we've got the object title, we've got the object description. This will work. We're going to move on. We're going to go with the new project. We're going to scroll up and be like, all right, cool. We've just done the project description. We're happy with this. The stakeholder start date. We're gonna just copy this because it'll have the same sort of structure and so forth like that. We go into new scheduled object. We go, all right, cool. We're just gonna paste it in. So we got stakeholder organization. We need a method. It's literally just this model. And it'll be pretty simple. We just paste it in. All we're doing is we're updating the model itself. So get stakeholders. We've got the dirty coming through, the stakeholder model. That will need to be put into the validation and so forth like that. Now, if we have a look at over here with the validation, stakeholder model is required. So we go back down to the validations and we're like, stakeholder model required. We got one that is for the update dates. That's going to be the same. So update dates. Group permission. Oh yes. This is display group permission issue. So oh. All right. This is going to be a flag, isn't it? Yeah, when we change the group results, we've got to watch on something. Yeah, we do. All right. It's just going to be a simple false to start off with, and then we just toggle it. So, yeah. That's pretty easy. This is called update group model. And that's it. And in reality, yeah, that's a good thing about these components is a lot of this we can copy and paste. It's not duplicate code because we're calling a component. These are all the props and the props don't change. Sure, we can say a lot of this is duplicate content and we could probably extract this out into its own sort of class and do all that kind of fun stuff and do extensions and so forth like that. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. The main reason being is we'll be complicating the code. I want to get most of NearBeach towards a beta mode with a lot of unit tests in before I start refactoring all of this and getting into those particular ways. All right. So let's render this out. Oh, we probably need get stakeholders and all that kind of stuff. Oh no, they're there. All right. Group model is undefined. All right. So we need required for the. We need required for that. Stakeholder model was accessed during render but not defined on instance. So that will go up here. Element OPQRS. So stakeholder model. Oh, what type is this? Stakeholder model. Oh, this is going to be this. This is the string. Okay, let's refresh. Let's see what the... So we're ignoring the root URL. The group model was accessed during render, but not... Actually, I think that's going to be that. Let's have a... it's an object. Okay. Yeah, I still don't know why that root URL stuff is coming through. as you see, everything's coming together really well. So all we now need to do is add in the button. Also, we've got to add in something up here where if they've changed this into something that they can't do, it's going to show here. And we'll need to actually write tests around that.